Leave your voicemails, folks. Leave your voicemails. I just want to have what? Let's go, baby. Grab your cup of coffee in the big times, baby. Yo. Good morning, everybody. And I tell you what, today's a special day because I'm here with my brother.
Yes, my guy, Pete. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to jump on All Rise with you. You know, anytime you throw out the bat signal, I'm going to show up, bro. I'm going to be there.
You're very, very quick to answer the call on the bat signal, and I love it. And let me tell you something, Hector. I'm gonna tell everybody. I'm gonna say it to you in front of everybody.
Go ahead.
I love you.
I love you more. I love you more, bro. I love you more. And
Virtual
that's a genuine feeling.
Yes.
That's a genuine feeling. Just you guys got to understand that, right? When me and Pete, when we first linked up, I sent the message out on Twitter. You answered me instantly, and ever since then, it's been like a brotherhood. Yeah, it's the two best friends that everybody says anywhere to.
That needs to be clipped. If you're not joining the show because of that, you're joining for all the wrong reasons in life. Okay.
Yes. Right? Shout out the chat, NyynewsTV family. How you doing? We got Medina in the building. We got Anthony Garcia in the building. Lorenzo Cardona is in the building. Everybody is here. Good morning, Eric Wallace, Alex Valerio, Jason Lang, Samantha and T. Smack that like button. Okay, Pete, I'm a fall back. You run the show, bro.
I'm just here. Good for me.
I'm just here to support you, baby.
The likey, as we like to say. And on top of that, we got a super chat from my guy Zach Brownish. He says, "Love me some All Rise. Let's go. Don't it feel good?" Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
Amazing. You know, there's some good things we got to talk about, but there's also quite a bit of bad things we got to talk about for the New York Yankees. You know, yesterday was one of those days where it's like, you know what? Things felt good. A little bit. Before the game, not so much, because Brian Cashman, talked a little bit. So anyway, let's take a look at where the Yankees currently are in the rankings. As you guys see on the screen here, the Yankees are 7 games above 500, 9.5 games back in the division, the American League East, which is by far the toughest division in all of Major League Baseball, not even close.
All professional sports.
Yep. And then the Yankees are right there, tied in the 2 seed in the wild card with the Angels. So they'll get those final 2 spots. But right behind them, look at this. I mean, this is getting close.
It's getting
the Yankees
choppy.
do not. Yeah, there's not like a guarantee that the Yankees are going to be in. As look, Seattle's 4 games out, Boston a game and a half, Toronto a game, and then Houston, is going to catch fire at some point. They're a half game back in the wild card. So what are your thoughts right now? How you feeling looking at that? Are you happy? Are you concerned?
Well, we're not happy because, we want to be first in our division, right? But understanding that Tampa has had an amazing start to the season. Baltimore, surprising people. We talked about that beginning of the season, teams to watch out for. Baltimore was one of them. But I'm going to say this right now. It's good. Even though the Yankees are struggling right now, for Major League Baseball, it is good that on June 21st, you have the Angels with Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout in the hunt for the playoff spot when it comes to the wild card. That is good for Major League Baseball. And when you look at the AL West, you got Texas, you got the Angels, and you got Houston. Just like the AL East, you got Tampa, Baltimore, the Yankees with Toronto and Boston right there. So it's very competitive.
No doubt about it. And this is a very, like we said before, a very, very competitive division. The division's going to be tough. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. 9.5 back. The Yankees looking the way they are, after hearing some of Brian Cashman's comments yesterday, it just shows you the dysfunction and the delusion with this organization. But before we jump into that and before we jump into all the voicemails, because again, I already got a few more loading in today. We have a lot already loaded up, and I want to make sure me and Hector get to that. But I do want to get to some of the minor stuff and some of the good news from yesterday's game. Gerrit Cole looked fantastic yesterday. This is from our friend Mario Gomez. 7 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 8 Ks, 105 pitches. That is exactly what the Yankees needed from Cole. And then you all say he did a little Dikembe Mutombo.
No.
No.
You gotta like that from Gerrit Cole. Right, you gotta like even though he was frustrated with the umpire. Look at that. That right there shows character and how Gerrit Cole is not just a carbon copy and paste type of person.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, what do you think? What are your thoughts on his overall performance yesterday?
Loved it. I said it at the beginning of Yanks Morning Brew in the morning that when it comes to Gerrit Cole, we need him to pitch at least 7 innings, pitches into the 8th inning, and that's exactly what he did for us last night. He showed up like an ace is supposed to. You know how you got that guy on social media that's like, that's Italian. Well, when you look at Gerrit Cole, that's an ace right there.
Facts, no doubt about it. No doubt about it at all. And he was everything the Yankees needed yesterday. They needed a long outing. They needed him to take them deep into the game, and we haven't got that from Cole for a little bit. He's been a little shaky as of late. He got 8 wins on the season. A lot of people don't want to talk about, I don't care about wins and losses. Hey, look, give me my ace winning 20 games. I want that. And Gerrit Cole is on pace to potentially win 20 games this year for the Yankees as long as he keeps this up. And then we also get a little more news, and then we're going to jump into voicemails and go from there. I love Carlos Rodon. Everybody knows that. I absolutely love this guy. I feel like the Yankees desperately need his I don't give a shit attitude, personality. He was arguing with the first base ump yesterday in a double-A game about getting swing check swings called. I mean, I need this guy back. 3 innings, 1 hit. 1 run, 1 walk, 5 Ks. I believe Dane told me yesterday he was in the low to mid 90s on his fastball. And he said after the game, I could get major league hitters out right now. Yeah.
And you got to believe him. When you look at his stuff and when you look at his stat line, yes, he gave up 1 run, but he only had 1 walk in over 3 innings while striking out 5 at the same time. His velocity may not be where he wants it to be, but he has confidence in his stuff that he could get major league hitters out. And if this was September and we were about to go into the playoffs, you could see Carlos Rodon coming out of the bullpen, getting ready to get stretched out before actually making a major league start. So I believe Carlos Rodon when he says that I could get major league hitters out. And as a Yankee fan, you got to be excited. Right now, it's been doom and gloom, especially when there's been an off day before this Seattle series. After getting swept by the Red Sox, It's been doom and gloom. Yesterday was some good news. Great start from Gerrit Cole. Amazing news from Carlos Rodon. We just have to build off of this. And on top of it, Anthony Rizzo was 3 for 3.
Damn right.
My guy, the El Calzone. That's what we needed for our guy to get on track, was the Rizzmeister to come through, bro.
You know what that is?
That's Italian.
That's Italian.
He had chicken parmesan for breakfast. That's what it was, bro.
I mean, if I was Aaron Boone, I'd be throwing chicken parmesan in everybody's face, just flat out, just dishing it across the room. Hey, G! Wow! I just whopped that thing right there in his face and get everybody going and ready to rock and roll. But let's get into the part of the show that you guys know I love so damn much. Let's get to some of you guys that just smacked me in the head, the voicemail line. They just smacked my head to the side. Whoa! But let's get into the first voicemail of the day. And I got a feeling there's some of you that are angry. I've heard some of them early. Some anger going on here, but let's take a listen.
Hey, Pete. How are you, sir? It is Monday after the show finished, and the Bustelo just kicked in, and I remember something else that I wanted to say on Monday's show, which is, as of Monday, the Yankees, the Astros, and the Dodgers have the same record, 39 and 33. Big payroll. You look at the Cardinals; they stink pretty bad. The Phillies, supposed to be good. They're not. Of course, the Mets suck balls, and the Padres, and they're all big payroll teams. And then you look at all the teams that are doing well, younger players coming up. I mean, it took some time. Baltimore was bad for a while. The Cubs did it about 10 years ago. And of course now, instead of having a young Rizzo, we have an old Rizzo. But, I don't know if that's a sign of the times. Something's going on. It seems like there's a change in the baseball atmosphere. And it looks like the Yankees are a little behind the 8 ball when it comes to this stuff. The Dodgers, for example, I see them as a mirror image to the Yankees. They, high payroll, big market team. They have high, older players with high, big contracts. But out of necessity, they're bringing up their prospects. Because they have a lot of injuries, just like the Yankees do. But the Yankees aren't bringing up their prospects. Maybe 1 or 2 at a time. But what's going on here? I mean, something's going on here in the baseball universe that these big payroll teams aren't doing well, and the younger teams are doing well. Something's going on here. I want to see what you think about that. All right, take care, pal.
I mean, look, I agree with just about all of that, especially the part with the Dodgers are calling up. They called their prospects like, hey, come up. We got to get you up here. Get up. And he's right. It's a good comparison to the Yankees, right? Because they got that money. They got money. They got prospects. They kind of are right in line with the New York Yankees. And then you got the Yankees, and they're, continuing to do the same old, right? Hey, Josh Donaldson needs more ABs, and, this guy's going to continue to play out of position just because we need to fill in a hole, and this and that. And then again, where Yankee fans' frustration lies is that we know Peraza should be up here. We know that they have no damn outfielders, and poor Estevan Florial is like, we can't stomach you. We hate you. And almost at this point, I hate saying it. It feels like it's almost hatred. Like, we don't want to give you a shot. You don't deserve it. You're never going to get a chance here. And it's wrong. It's wrong.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? It's bad. And I love that voicemail because it does summarize where the Yankees are. This is a young man's sport. Major League Baseball is a young man's sport. And trust me, I love the old school style of ball. I like all that. But the Yankees need flair. I think Sandy Molinaris, right, is her name from Dugout Station.
Shout out to my homie Sandy.
A friend of ours, yep. She put out a tweet the other day showing that, Juan Soto was running around the bags and he was doing like a little cha-cha around third. And I put on and I was like, hey, look, I'll be honest. If he becomes a Yankee, I hope he does bachata around the bags every time he homers.
Facts.
Like, I'm sorry, baseball needs more. And the Yankees are stale as stale gets.
Oh, yeah.
They're about as stale and as boring of a club as you're going to find in baseball. It'll be nice to see the team play with a little bit of flair, a little bit of swagger to them. Then they just don't do it.
I want to point something out. If you remember the 2017-2018 Yankees, one of the best things about those teams, yes, you had Judge having his amazing rookie season, copy cool, Gleyber Torres coming out, Miguel Andujar having his coming out party.
Yep.
The best thing about those teams was Ronald Torreyes and the celebrations in the dugout.
Yep.
That was one of the best things about this team. Seeing the camaraderie, seeing the Tonight Show type of thing with the camera and everything. That was amazing. Me watching the Yankees all my life, I never saw that type of dugout camaraderie from the teammates. Never at all. That was the best thing, and we have been missing that ever since Ronald Torreyes has gone off of this team. Now, I'm not saying having him on the team is going to change things around. No, I'm not saying that. But like Pete said, you need to have some pizzazz. You need to have some character to you. You can't just be stale. And that's the one thing about this team. It's been stale. It's like when you're on a road trip and you stop at a random gas station just to get yourself some potato chips, you open the bag and it tastes like shit. That's how been the New York Yankees over the past couple of years when it comes to excitement.
The Yankees, okay, so I got a funny story. So when I was working in the bank, right, we had a 7-Eleven across the street from us, but this 7-Eleven was not like any other 7-Eleven out. You would go in there and it's like, did I go back in time? What the hell happened here? One time, no joke, this sums up the Yankees very well. I bought the little stick pack of gum, right? Just on my way out, quick, bada bing, bada boom. I get back to my office. I go to open it. The gum turned to powder. It'd been there so many years. That's the New York Yankees. This shit, I opened it. I lifted it up. I said, oh, shit. Just like that. I went back to the guy. I said, oh, get another one. I said, okay, cool, no problem. Hopefully this one's not from 1916, okay? Yeah, and I didn't even know Juicy Fruit was around in 1916, but apparently they are. And that was the very first gum they ever made. That's why it turned
that was pre-World War I type gum.
Yes, 100%, no doubt about it. And that is the Yankees right now, man. They're stale, they're boring. Even going back to what you said, you remember 09? 09, they had Nick Swish, a Melky Cabrera. They would do the little dance.
The AJ Burnett with the pie. I never saw that before. AJ Burnett did it with the Yankees.
So why did we become the sourpusses of Major League Baseball all of a sudden?
I have no idea, Pete.
Ever since even like Boone, like people talk about like to defend Girardi a little bit, which Eric Kratz said he'd rather play for Girardi over Boone. Anyway, I'm not going to keep putting him on blast on that one, but I told him.
Shout out our friend Eric Kratz.
I told him. I'm going to mention Eric Kratz one more time because he mentioned some great things about Florial that I think people should understand, and he played with him for a while, so he knows the kid very well. But Girardi wasn't that hard ass that people wanted to make out like he was. He said it flat out. He's like, he gets this persona that he's this military general type, and that's very far from the truth. That's not who he is. And hell, Girardi allowed all that stuff for the Yankees. The pies in the face, the dancing, the
Ronald Torreyes.
The Ronald Torreyes stuff back in 2017. They need to be able to do more stuff like that, the Yankees, and get back to having fun. And let me be honest with you guys, man. And Hector, you know this already, man.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys on the club, they ain't about that life.
Nope.
They ain't about that life.
No, it's and one, you gotta check where you're at. You're in New York City, right? You play for the New York Yankees. If there was ever a time an athlete should just be cocky as hell, that's if you're a star for the New York Yankees. Back in the late 90s, when you had Jeter and the dynasty eras, I had a conversation with Ray Austin, who was a quarterback for the New York Jets, got drafted by the New York Jets at that time. And he said, being in New York City with the Yankees winning championships and with the New York Knicks constantly battling in the playoffs, he said, as an athlete, it felt like you were doing drugs every night. That's just the high that it was in New York City. Even though he was a football player, the other athletes in New York City fed off of the Yankees, fed off of the Knicks, constantly battling with Michael Jordan in the postseason. So if you're a New York sports athlete, if you play for the Yankees, you should be cocky as hell, especially right now in 2023 with all this social media and everything at your fingertips. Use it to your advantage. Build on your brand, show your character, and show who the hell you are. But don't have a sneaker account like Clint Frazier. That's the only thing I want to say.
But on top of that, too, I'll even throw this in there. If you're a World Series caliber operation, maybe you should act like you are
Act
too.
like it. Yep.
Maybe you should act like it too. And that's a great thing
one.
that these beat writers, a lot of them I think are scared just to lose, access to the team. And I don't blame them on that. It's their career. I understand it. I get it. But I always talk about this. You don't have to be disrespectful to ask questions, especially when it's basically saying, hey, you did say this before, how is that not relevant to now? You know what I mean? A lot of the things like that are out there, you can really summarize what the Yankees do a lot. But we got Ruben in here with a member chat. Says, Pete, my voicemail was a smidge over 2 minutes. Will it come through? Yes, Ruben, it will come through.
Shout out my guy, Ruben.
It should certainly be in there. We do got a lot more voicemails coming in, guys. So let's get to the next one, and then we're gonna move on and discuss. Let me see what I have up. Discuss the meat of the conversation, which is going to be Brian Cashman. So let's get to the next voicemail.
My question is, what the fuck's Aaron Boone doing? Sitting there, picking his nose, blowing bubbles, checking his nails. We're getting swept in Boston, and he don't give a fuck. It's time to clean up the barn because the shit's starting to stink. Thanks. Go Yankees!
So how did he start off like a country guy, and at the end he's like, "Go Yankees!"
Oh God! First of all, I didn't know
Boone,
we had a lot of Yankee fans in like Alabama. I had no idea. I had no idea. But it's the Yankees.
I'm a little
what can you
concerned.
expect?
Did they know about NYY News? I don't know if I should be concerned about that or happy, because my guy was like,
50-50.
He needed to take Aaron Boone out to the back of the barn or something. And
First
I don't
of
know
all,
what he's going to do to Booney, but he ain't got to go that far. Let's take it easy now.
My man said you got to clean the barn. He was talking from personal experience. That man cleans the barn on the regular. And that's what it was. At the end of it, he stepped into some shit. He was like, oh, go Yankees. That's what it was.
Shit, he might have stepped into some guts. I don't know.
Oh my God.
We just had like a murderer on that we have no idea.
But he also said Boone is jerking his nails. I don't know how you can jerk your nails. I never heard of that before in my life. I don't kink shame anybody. I don't know,
I don't know about the jerking nails, but he definitely chews on him a little bit. But he's a nervous wreck right now. Probably I can't even blame the guy at this point.
Yeah,
let's get to the next voicemail.
3 packs of gums a day. Go ahead.
Facts.
Hey Pete. I'm a huge Yankee fan. I'll tell you.
Okay.
This season has been a nightmare so far.
Okay.
I am like utterly shocked at how Cashman and Hal and Boone can honestly believe in this team. They're so boring and there's no spark or energy or anything, and stuff's got to change, because if not, it's going to be the same story year after year after year. And I've noticed a theme, in 2015, in 2016, and even 2014, with Jeter and A-Rod and Teixeira, those guys were kind of on their way out. And the young kids then were supposed to take over, and they wound up not doing anything, and it's the same thing now. I don't trust this team at all. It's so frustrating to watch. I mean, Cashman should have been gone years ago.
You ain't wrong about that.
House should just sell the team. It's absolutely crazy how they continue to run out the same team day after day after day and not make any significant change.
All right, yeah, man. I'm sitting here laughing to myself when I'm hearing his voicemail because I literally feel like my guy works for the Yankees, and he's like in the room next to Brian Cashman. He's on the phone like, Hey Pete, shit is bad here, bro. It's really bad.
It's a hostage situation going on over there at Yankee Stadium.
I'm like, my man is literally in a closet being held hostage right now by the Yankees.
I done try to tell this motherfucker, but he just doesn't want to listen to me. Pete, please help me out. I'm telling him Donaldson's not working, but he's just 25 million. That's all he cares about. 25 million.
He's like,
no, it was either a hostage situation or he's been screamed at so much by his wife to shut the hell up when it comes to this team. He doesn't know how to express himself. But I do not disagree with what he was saying when it comes to the front office, when it comes to not trusting this lineup that they put out every day. You can't trust it, right? And when you sit back and when you look at the batting averages and when you look at players that are struggling, we point at Josh Donaldson, right? We point at Giancarlo Stanton. People point at the payroll. Yep. If you take Giancarlo Stanton and Josh Donaldson's money, put that together, minus it from the payroll, the Yankees are a $215 million payroll. Facts. You take away Aaron Hicks coming into the season, and that 10 million, 10, 15 million, that's $200 million. So that's $75 million that were wasted on 3 players that haven't produced for this team.
Yep. And unfortunately, I mean, the way it goes, that goes on Brian Cashman.
No one else.
And he got a 4-year increase for all of this nonsense. So yeah, Yankee fans have every single right to be upset. We got a bunch, literally a bunch of voicemails loaded in. So let me get to the final 2 here. We're going to start talking about the Brian Cashman stuff. Then I'm going to load the other voicemails in and we'll go from there.
Copy.
It's the chef calling in. I got a quick question. I want to get your thoughts on this. What do you think is going through Aaron Judge's head right now as he's seeing his owner, his coach, his GM saying all this bullshit? What do you think Aaron Judge, the captain, what do you think's going through his fucking mind right now? Obviously, obviously he wants to get back, wants to help the team. On the other hand, if I'm Judge, I'm looking at this roster and be like, how the fuck am I going to get a ring here? How the fuck is this team a World Series caliber team? And there's no way that when Judge is on the phone with Hal to re-sign, there's no way Judge didn't say, we're going to need a team around me, help, build the team around me. And I already know Hal probably told him, oh, well, our front office will have the team's best interest in mind. Don't worry about it. But since Aaron Judge got injured, I'm sure the Yankees already know what's going to happen with this team. There's no way that they didn't put into the fucking computer and calculate how many wins they're going to have without Judge and blah, blah, blah. They know they know what's going to happen. They know what's going to happen. But, do you think Aaron Judge will have a stronger voice when it comes to the trade deadline and what moves they should be making? Or, I don't know. I'm trying to get into the mind of Aaron Judge right now. He's the captain. Obviously, we need him. But at the same time, if I'm him, I'm looking at the fucking roster. I'm looking at Boone. I'm saying, I can't be the only one, man. Like, there's no way, it's a World Series caliber team, and you got Willie Calhoun batting DH. You got Josh Donaldson batting, you got Josh Donaldson batting the size of fucking Michael K's head at 150. There's no way that you're patient enough to put up with this roster. Because when Judge comes back, everyone's gonna rely on him again, and then all of a sudden everyone's gonna do good. I know he makes the lineup better, but at the same time, why do we have to rely on just Judge to make that lineup better? So that's my thoughts. I just want to get your thoughts on that.
I completely understand. I get all of that. I get all that frustration. But I'll say this about Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is set. You know what I mean? Aaron Judge might be upset about the way the current team is going, but Aaron Judge has nothing to be upset about in life. You know what I mean? In life in general. Judge is set. He's the captain of the New York Yankees. He's 31 years old. He got multiple years ahead of him at a shit ton of money. Aaron Judge is set. He's happy. Yeah. Do I question Aaron Judge wanting to win? No. I think Aaron Judge desperately wants to win. And I hope he does become a little more vocal behind the scenes. I really do. And, we have a little bit of evidence about that he asked, what other moves are the Yankees looking to make before he signed with them. And I kind of wish in many ways he kind of held out a little longer to say, hey, I'm going to sign that deal. But before I do, I would like
I want to
this,
see you to do X, Y, and the third.
You know what I mean? Something like that, maybe. And, that's really all I got to remark on that. Other than that, aside of Chef always has good comments. So just a good voicemail.
Yeah. Agree. When it comes to Judge and his involvement or conversations with the front office, growing up, I do not remember at any time, if I'm wrong, please correct me, Pete. I do not remember at any time Derek Jeter being involved in the front office and who the team should get, or Brian Cashman having conversations with Derek Jeter about maybe we go after this person. Do you like this person? I'm not too sure. When it came to getting A-Rod, I know that the front office and Steinbrenner, he spoke with Jeter and what was his thoughts on bringing A-Rod to New York, and ultimately Jeter gave them the green pass to make that move, and they brought A-Rod in. But that's different because you're bringing in a guy who's a shortstop and you're asking him to move over to third base, and you need to talk to your captain about that because you're going to hear the backstories about A-Rod being the better shortstop. You remember all those back pages about it. But do I think Judge wants to win? He desperately does. Listening to the conversations that he done had about winning, especially winning in New York, he definitely wants to win. Now, like you said, does he have anything to worry about? No, man getting paid $40 million. The only thing that he has to worry about is which dog bowl is his dog going to eat out of, the 24 karat gold one or the 38 diamonds that he has around it. That's the only thing he has to worry about.
Yeah, no, I just want to rephrase, what I said. I definitely don't, question Judge wanting to win at all. I think it's actually rather significant for the man's legacy that he wins as a Yankee. You got the most home runs in the American League. Look, if Aaron Judge goes, God forbid, the remaining of this contract and the Yankees don't win, you look at Aaron Judge's tenure with the Yankees as it's an overall failure. But he's gonna unfortunately be painted as the poster child for that.
Yeah.
We didn't win with this captain, this Aaron Judge, this great superstar, this homegrown guy. But guess what? That is up to Brian Cashman to build around him. And let's be real here, folks. He has not done that at all. He hasn't put the right group around. Hell, we're going to get to his comments now. I'm going to play the last voicemail. Then we're going to get to his comments now. And I don't mean the last voicemails in the show. I'm talking about the first batch of voicemails because we've got about 9 more already loaded in.
If I can just add just one thing before you bring that up. When you bring up Aaron Judge not winning through his contract in New York, us Yankee fans, we love and then we admire Don Mattingly.
Yeah.
But a lot of people do not give Don Mattingly his respect because he never won a World Series.
Damn right.
Because he was only in the postseason once.
Yep.
If Don Mattingly would have won at least one World Series in his career as a player, guarantee he would have been in the Hall of Fame. Guarantee all these sports writers, their opinion about Don Mattingly would have changed if he won just one World Series.
No question. And guys, you got 23 likes away from 100. Smacky of the like.
A button.
Let's get to the last voicemail. I do believe it is from my brother Rod Thompson, who, let me tell you something, he was upset, and rightfully so. And the great thing is, it's going to lead into our Brian Cashman conversation. We're going to get the next batch of voicemails in, guys, and go from there. Let's listen to my brother Rod Thompson.
Yeah.
That is not Rod Thompson. 1 second.
It's a chef.
That was it. Did I not load Rod's in here? Wait 1 second. Hold on.
Hey, Pete, how are you, sir?
No.
My question.
Did I skip one?
No.
Yo, it is time to choose violence. I'm so sick of this team with their pompous, arrogant ass front office. Even though the Yankees won yesterday, I just don't, in my gut, in my stomach, I don't feel good about the way this organization is being run. So disrespectful for Brian Cashman to come out and say that Oswald Peraza still needs more development. He needs to finish off his development in AAA. The kid is ready. This organization has no clue how to develop, how to manage their prospects. Meanwhile, we have a struggling Volpe right now, and the Yankees have no clue how to fix him. They have no clue how to fix him. I have zero faith in this organization that they can do anything to rectify the current problems of this roster. I went back, did a little research.
Okay.
Looked at Tony Womack before they shipped his ass off into the moon. Do you realize that Tony Womack only had 335 plate appearances with the Yankees? He played in 105 games before they said, hey, you know what? That's it. Your ass is out of here. Josh Donaldson has had over 600 plate appearances, and he stinks. What are they waiting for? The Yankees confused the hell out of me. It's like I don't know how this organization is being run, and I just don't like the comments from Cashman yesterday, and I don't like the comments from Boone going at a young talk show host because he disagreed with them. That's the problem with this organization, man. They think they're smarter than everyone else, and they're not. And it's a shame. If I'm a prospect in a Yankee system, just trade me, because there's no hope here. There's no player development, and there's no front office with a clear-cut plan for winning. So I'm just disgusted, man. We won yesterday, but I in my heart, man, I just don't like the way this franchise is going. I don't like the direction in which they're going. But I'm out. It's your boy, Rod Thompson. Peace.
I love how
that man ain't never lie.
You hear that sign off too? It's your boy Ra Thompson.
Yeah.
He had to double up the Ra like the James Bond thing, you know. But I get it, man.
He was on his Anchorman shit.
Facts. I'll be honest with you, man. I love the voicemail from Ron. Look, let's be honest here. There's no lying.
Nope.
There's literally no lying at all there done by Ra Thompson. Zero lying whatsoever. Ra was spot on with everything he said. You know what the Yankees are doing right now? It's not cool, man. It's not cool. You know, I made a prediction early in the year when I said the Yankees need to make sure they figure out a way to have Peraza and Volpe both on the club. That's the right thing to do. I said it. Once they choose Volpe over Peraza, there's going to be anger and hatred towards one of the guys. And you're getting it now on the poor side of Oswald Peraza, who has done nothing wrong. He has done everything right. Do you know how many fans have told me Oswald Peraza sucks? Yankee fans, so-called Yankee fans have all of a sudden made up their mind that for some reason, well, the Yankees chose Volpe over him for a reason. He must suck. I predicted this because I know Yankee fans. It's going to become a him versus him type thing. When it's a teammate situation, you should figure out a way for both of these guys. Because one, Donaldson sucks ass. And two, Gleyber Torres isn't going to be here much longer.
Yep.
So
talk about Gleyber. Did you see that misplay he had yesterday?
Yes.
That lazy ass play in the field.
Yep.
Sorry,
and on top of that, good for Kratz and Braun for even calling that out, saying that's unacceptable. But the manager thinks it's okay with Aaron Boone. All that's always fine with Aaron Boone. But Hector, please, man, give me your thoughts, and we'll get on that voicemail from Ra, and then we'll get right into Brian Cashman's comments.
First, my fault for stepping on your toes while you were just giving your spill. When it comes to what Ra said, he hit it right on the head. And, you know, we all agree with it when it comes to Ra, right? This is how you know the Yankees are in a bad spot, right? We're excited. We are saying that the season is turning around when we beat the Seattle Mariners and Billy McKinney hits a 2-run home run that is the difference maker in the game. You know you're in a bad spot if you're losing your shit for Billy McKinney coming through with a 2-run home run to give our offense the lead. You know you're in a bad spot if that's what you're getting excited about, right?
Yep.
Talking about Peraza, like you said, that kid, he's done everything right. The organization, they called him up last year. They were playing him in the field during the regular season. He hit over 300. The postseason came. They removed him off the roster. And then they threw him on the roster against Houston. Just really threw the kid into the fire. This spring training, kid ain't have the best spring training in the world. Yes, Volpe beat him out for the job. If you look at the stats, Volpe did have a better spring training. But when you look at it right now, Volpe is struggling. Even though he got a hit yesterday and we're getting excited about him changing his batting stance, he is struggling right now. There's no reason that Peraza should not get a chance up here, especially with the way that Josh Donaldson has been struggling. Pete, I know you got Josh Donaldson stats since being a Yankee, so I'll save that for you so you can let the people know. But when it comes down to it, Josh Donaldson on June 21st, if you want to just save him, just to make him earn his money, cut him. There should be no reason. He's going to get his money either way, whether he stays on the team and doesn't perform, or you cut him and you pay him. Just pay the man and get rid of him.
Big facts.
That's all you got to do. And he brings up Tony Womack. Perfect example. Also, Tony Womack was IKF before IKF was IKF. That's all I'm going to say about that one.
Facts. That's 100% facts. No doubt about it. Guys, we're 9 likes away from 100. Let's make sure we get there ASAP. But,
Smack it.
Just to even piggyback on what you were saying about Anthony Volpe. Look, I've, as everybody knows, I try to watch in detail every game, and Anthony Volpe's swing is still extremely long. It's still something he's gonna have to cut down on, because look, you're gonna have a very low average player for years and years to come. He's not gonna be a 280, 290 guy, 300 guy. Yep. You could throw it out the window right now. I guarantee you. He ain't going to bat that high at this major level. What he's going to do is more what the Yankees have become inclined to do. Have a low average and pop a few homers, and that's good enough for us. And that is why the Yankees will continue to fail and fail and fail and fail if they don't change this way of the game. I had somebody tell me the other day, a scout that me and Dane speak with every now and then, maybe it's because they don't like that Peraza doesn't hit the ball to the right field enough. The Yankees don't hit the ball at all.
Period.
Same thing with Flo. They don't hit. What are you worried about him coming up? Oh, he might hit 220. Who's hitting above it?
Also, it may be good for Volpe to have another young kid, Peraza, up here, they could feed off of one another. One of the good things about Gleyber Torres' rookie season was the fact that he had Miguel Andujar right there next to him as another rookie. Both of them feeding off for each other. Cano had Melky, just like you said. So you always got to have that perfect combination when it comes to the veterans and the rookies, right? And the young kids. The young kids feed off for each other. They feed off of each other. You can't deny that. When you look back of the examples that we just gave, Gleyber Torres and Miguel Andujar battling for second and third when it comes to the rookie of the year. They were constantly in each other's ears, rooting each other on. That's what Volpe needs. He needs another young kid up here so he can feed off of him and see what he's doing on the field. And maybe Peraza will bring out the best when it comes to Anthony Volpe. Put Peraza at third base, leave Volpe at shortstop. Now, Pete and I, we're not saying that Volpe is washed or he doesn't deserve to be here. We're not saying that whatsoever. We know what the potential is. He just has to put it together. No doubt. And you bring up Volpe's batting average. Volpe in the minor leagues never hit over 300. Never at once. Never hit over 300. Yep. So Volpe's career, he may be a 250 or 260 hitter with 20 to 30 home runs. That may be this kid's ceiling.
Yeah, and let me just also run this by for folks, and that's why I try to temper expectations as much I can to start the year. I told everybody, take it easy on this 300 batting average stuff and all that. And one of the things that is different when you AA is a very tough level for prospects. A lot, you got your best of your best at the AA level. AAA becomes a little more refined and it's a little more of a refined game. But when you get to the major leagues, when you become exploited and guys go, hey, look, this kid can't catch up to a 94-mile-an-hour fastball above his letters. Let me tell you, some guys don't miss as often. It becomes a lot more difficult to find that mistake pitch that you will find in AAA or even AA and drill a ball and hit it out or do whatever you normally would do. That is a big problem and something he's going to have to adjust to because, folks, look, as much as we want to sit here and go, there is a lot of good that we see in Volpe, and there is. I can't sit here and bullshit you and go, there's also not a lot of concern that I have with Volpe moving forward. But that's up to him to make those adjustments and make the changes. But he has to do it.
It's all a part of the game. And baseball is a game of adjustments, right? If you're good at one thing while you're at single A, you gotta have to work on something different at double A. If you're good at one thing at double A, you're gonna have to work on something totally different at triple A. And at the majors, it's the same thing. You may be good with the pitches that are in the lower part of the strike zone, but like Pete said, if the scouting report is you can't hit anything at the letters, they're gonna live there until you prove them wrong.
Yep. And that's what they're doing on Volpe, high and away. And Here's the utter genius, folks. I'm just gonna read these quotes because I gotta be honest with you. I was thinking of playing it, but I said I can't hear his voice no more.
Nah.
Like his voice triggers me at this point. I don't want to hear it at all. So let me read some of these comments from Brian Cash. We got a couple of them in a row here. I know there's frustration outside. I can promise you there's frustration inside. But that doesn't change the fact that we've got a lot of belief in who we have here and what they're capable of. Hector, I want to ask you a question. When you look at the current Yankee roster, what are they capable of?
Striking out and hitting into double plays. That's basically all what this roster is good for. Striking out and hit it into double plays. When he says these generic chat GPT responses to these questions, you could tell that he had conversations with the PR department. He knows what to say and how to say it. Now, when it comes to Brian Cashman as a human being, I don't know the person personally. I don't know him personally. But as the GM for the New York Yankees, you won championships in 98 and 99, 2000. You won in 2009. Copy cool. You haven't done shit ever since then. When you look at all your trades that you have done, the only trade that you actually killed it on was the A-Rod trade and the Curtis Granderson trade.
Yeah.
Besides that, you didn't bring in any other impactful players to help us win or help us contend. That's it.
Yep. And no, you're spot on. And here's and this is when Hector said that we're going to talk a little about Josh Donaldson's stats as a Yankee. I want to bring this up, but here's the quote right here from Brian Cashman. Last year he had a subpar offensive season, but prior to that, he's always been an above average offensive player. Brian Cashman says he'll be in a better position to judge Josh Donaldson once he gets more consistent at bats. All right. So hearing that, I just switch on over and I go, hey man, let me just go ahead and highlight Josh Donaldson's career numbers with the Yankees. He's had 534 at-bats. 534 at-bats. A .213 batting average. A .299 on base percentage. A .384 slugging percentage. And a .683 OPS. And a .94 OPS plus. What does this tell you? He's been bad for the New York Yankees. And let me bring up something else about Brian Cashman. I gotta say this. I'm tired of this crap. I don't give a poot what Donaldson did 8 years ago, 10 years ago when he won a World Series, when he won an MVP. I don't care. What is that? What does comparing when Josh Donaldson was a younger man to Josh Donaldson being an elder guy for baseball terms now have to do with anything? He's lost it. It happens to the best of them. Mickey Mantle shouldn't have been on the field when he was older. Willie Mays shouldn't have been on the field when they were older. We've seen this happen to the greats of the game. Josh Donaldson's no different. Fact of the matter is, he should no longer be a New York Yankee. Is he the only problem? No. Is he a problem? Hell yes. And to sit there and go, we need to see more. What exactly do you want to see more of exactly? That all of a sudden he's going to catch fire?
It's frustrating, right? Because I know I threw that little joke in at the end, but what does he want to see? More bat flips from Josh Donaldson to see if he still has it? When you look at the slash line that you just brought up there when it comes to his career, right? Josh Donaldson, his time with the Yankees. That is the worst when it comes to his career. You look at these past two seasons. These past two seasons have been the worst. Last year was the worst season he had since his rookie season. This year is his worst season since last year. Like this is back to back. 150 games. That's literally a whole season. Over 500 at-bats. What else do you need to see from Josh Donaldson that he can show you he can't catch up to the fastball anymore? Right? His glove, even though you want to talk about how good his glove is, over the past 2 seasons, it's been declining. He's been getting worse defensively. Last year, I could point to probably 5 games we lose because of Josh Donaldson and his bad play at third base. This year already, he probably had 3 games that we lost because of his bad plays at third base. Now, does he make some amazing plays at third base? Absolutely. If you tell me we're going to have Josh Donaldson, an amazing gold glove type of defender on this team for only $5 million, I'll take it. But you're paying him $25 million. And out of your mouth, you said Gio Urshela wishes that he was Josh Donaldson.
100%. No doubt about it. No doubt about it at all. And, you know, for Brian Cashman to look, I'm never saying sit there and defend a guy. And he did say that, you know, he didn't have a good year. And at the end of the year, last year, he also said he was like, you know, he didn't perform to the way he is. But again, it just goes back to Oswald Peraza. It goes back to the one that you guys have been promising us about for a while, that just once again, the Yankees are refusing to play. So we do have a boatload of voicemails, but I do want to get to these last 2 points I want to make regarding the Cashman comments. And here's the one right here. That's from Brian Hoke on Brian Cashman talking about Peraza. Brian Cashman also said that the Yankees are not considering calling up Oswald Peraza to replace Anthony Volpe. Peraza will continue to play second base, which, by the way, in AAA, he hasn't played. Third base, he has played, and shortstop, of course, he's played at AAA to finish off his development. Let me just say this real quick. Oswald Peraza, for Brian Cashman to come out and say he needs to finish off his development instead of simply saying we don't have a spot for him right now, which is the best answer you could possibly give, for him to have the nerve to say he needs to finish off his development when Anthony Volpe couldn't hit a beach ball right now, for him to choose a side the way he is, and he was glowing about Volpe, we believe, and that's fine. Glow on him all you want. But why has Peraza been allowed to be the punching bag for Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone? I called it out in spring training when he had the nerve to say his at-bats have been bad and he looks bad and all this stuff. And I said, this is the same guy that has bullshitted this fan base about Donaldson, Hicks, the lackadaisical plays on the team. Never calls it out. But he wants to beat up on a young kid who's not going to go in front of the media and talk, by the way, to defend himself. They want to choose to pick on this kid. Why? What is it? What development does Peraza need to wait for? What is he finishing down there? He's a better defender than Volpe is. Already. He's done better at AAA than Volpe's ever done. He did better at AA than Volpe did. He also missed a COVID season like Volpe did and was in the major leagues quicker. He hit 300 last year. Now fans want to get on the side of the Yankee propaganda machine and say this kid sucks? I don't even know what to say about this stuff anymore, about the way this kid is being treated. It's disgraceful.
He's hitting .292 with 11 home runs, 24 RBIs. He has 11 stolen bases. He's only been caught twice. He has a .360 on-base percentage, a .563 slugging, a .923 OPS. And when you look at his ground balls above average, he is above. So what that means is he hits the ball in the air rather than hitting it on the ground. When it comes to Oswald Peraza and the comments that Cashman say, I should say, at the first half of it, right? Brian Cashman said that the Yankees are not considering calling up Peraza to replace Anthony Volpe. Cool with that, because that's cryptic, right? We're not considering to call him up to replace Volpe, but he didn't say that we're not considering to call him up, period. But when he adds in that little part at the end, like you said, that he needs to still finish off his development, I'm asking him the same question. What else does he needs to show you that needs to get him up here? What else does he have to work on? Does he have to become a backup catcher? What does Peraza have to do to show you that he deserves a shot up here? And it's not only Peraza, it's Estevan Florial as well. I know a lot of fans say, oh, he doesn't deserve whatever. They gave him a chance. Feel how you want to feel. But the kid is hitting over 300. He has 18 home runs. He is leading the entire Yankees minor league system when it comes to home runs. He has, I think it was broken, but he had an on-base record of like 33 or 34, 35 straight games. That was the Yankees franchise record in the minor leagues. He is having career numbers when it comes to his strikeout percentage. He is striking out less than he has ever had in the minor leagues. He is walking more as well than he ever has in the minor leagues. And when you look at his defensive rankings, he is a better defender this year than he has ever been in the minor leagues.
And that's what else does he have to do? That's a funny comment. I know I got to get into a super chat also, but that's a funny comment from Joe, man. Peraza, hey, you're good enough to play in the playoffs, but we can't play you during the season this year. You got better, but you've gotten better, but we can't play you. We played you last year. You gotten better. This is from Ruben with a super chat. Yankees are content with Donaldson. 20 home runs with walks mean professional hitter to them, especially if they hit below 250. Shaking my head. I'm sick of it. Yeah, no doubt about it. And I also, before we get to the remaining voicemails, heck, you could go a little overtime today.
Yeah. I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm rocking out with my friend. I'm good. I'm good, ready to go.
Before we get into the voicemails, I want to bring up what Eric Kratz said about Estevan Florial, as Omi immediately jumps in with what I asked Florial. Florial is a 4A player. After 54 Major League at-bats, geniuses like this nitwit in the chat, Omi, knows more than the majority of players. This guy busted his ass his entire life to get to this level. After 54 at-bats, fans proclaim that he's some bum and he should never be able to get a shot, but yet he's doing it at a higher level than the majority of us ever will when it comes to a professional sport, but we're going to be quick to kick him in the face. I told that to Eric Kratz. I said, Kratz, look, here's one of the pushbacks that we get more than anything when it comes to Estevan Florial being a Yankee fan, is that he's a 4A player. And I said, is that a fair statement to make about a kid that has 54 at-bats over 3 seasons? And Eric Kratz immediately came out and said, no way. You can't do that. Eric Kratz also played for this guy, played with him for a while. He said, 1, he's very, very smart kid. 2, his body type is phenomenal for baseball. And 3, he's progressed and gotten better every single year. And now you're seeing the best of Estevan Florial. You're seeing it. The fact of the matter is that the sad part about the conversation was Eric Kratz said, but the Yankees are never going to give him a shot. And he said it right. He goes, Pete, the Yankees are never going to give him a shot to play. And on top of that, Brian Cashman or Aaron Boone, one of them, were asked about Florial too yesterday. And he told everybody the spoiler. He's not on the 40-man roster. It's going to be tough. Sorry, Estevan. Came from Haiti. You busted the ass. Made it all the way to professional baseball. You're only having the greatest year of your career. One of the best years ever in Yankee minor leagues, by the way, in AAA. You've done all that. We don't got a spot for you, fam. I'm sorry. We don't got play for you.
That right there is the disappointing part of it, right? Because when you look, and I've done this over the past couple of days, look at footage from Estevan Florial when he was first called up by the Yankees, when he made his major league debut about 2-3 seasons ago, whatever. Compare that to footage now of Estevan Florial.
Completely different.
2 completely different hitters. Completely different. Now he's more compact. He's staying in on the pitch. He is keeping both. Instead of just swelling away and just doing the one-hand home run swing, he has both hands on the bat. Well, the entire way he's swinging through the strike zone. Look at footage from a couple of years ago and compare it now to Estevan Florial. Totally 2 different type of players. But the sad thing, like Eric Kratz said, the Yankees won't give him a chance, right? And when Brian Cashman said, and when you just said it, that he ain't on the 40-man roster, that's the perfect defense for not calling him up here. Anytime anybody asks you about Estevan Florial, all you got to tell them is he's not on the 40 man. It's a bit tough to make that decision or call him up. You did that on purpose.
100%, no doubt, because it's the reason why, right? It's the same thing with Peraza. Guys, he's not ready yet. And look, we control, and that's what I hate it, because it's like, I wish they could file a grievance on this stuff and be like, we got to be up here. But I got a couple of super chats to get to. Alex Valerio says, it saddens me to say, but we've reached a point where the young guys won't want to play for the Yankees anymore, but I could be wrong on that. Look, okay, I'll sum this up pretty easy for you, Alex, and you're right. Think about how it's saying, me and Hector are saying it's bothering us. Imagine actually being the guys. You don't think Estevan Florial could look and go, everybody up there is hitting like 210. They don't have nobody. And they keep skipping over me when I'm doing everything in my power to get back up there. Oswald Peraza looking at Volpe, he's looking at Donaldson going, they had me at third base. Why can't I play there? You know what I mean? It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable that we're where we're at. And then we got another super chat by Bodo Winter. Just a random donation. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. He says, Bad Dog, love you. I would say go Dodgers, but they suck right now. Yeah, the Dodgers are pretty ugly right now, but nothing is as ugly as our
DJ Stills. Shout out to DJ Stills. Damn, if Hector's being compared to Bad Dog, that shirt must be doing the job. Absolutely. You feel me? If I'm being compared to Bad Dog, then I'm wearing this shirt every place I go. This makes me like 150 pounds slimmer, so I'm ready to rock out.
My God. All right, I want to be fair and I want to get to your guys' voicemails. So the rest of the show, let's play voicemails and let you guys go in there. Hector's
just know, I'm okay with going overtime. However long you need me, I'm ready to rock out. All right, just know that. I have no time constraint for me. Let's get through these
voicemails and let's go. Here is the first one.
You, all right. What up? This is Don Sicario.
You.
Listen, Aaron Boone, the crybaby, woo. Never been able to get over that bully situation. Like Pete said a while back, this guy needs to grow some balls again and amp the team. They brought him in there to be a player's coach, right? To be there for the players. Why isn't he giving this team life then? What is really the point of him? I know he's the least of our worries, but at the same time, he looks dry out there. This whole team looks lifeless. Why is he here if he can't amp up the team to their potential? Whatever. That's the Yankees way right now. Thank you for taking the call. I'll hang up and listen.
My God.
You gotta love Don Sicario.
Don Sicario, man, I appreciate it. Look, I'm gonna say something really quick regarding Aaron Boone. As guys, we got about a 170 plus in here. Hit that like button for us. I think Aaron Boone could be a good manager. And I know people probably like, holy shit, Pete, really? 100%. My biggest problem with Aaron Boone is I feel like he's allowing the situation to happen the way it is. And that's what bothers me the most about him, is that if Aaron Boone maybe is not allowed, I don't know. We don't know the ins and outs of the way the Yankees are running this World Series operation, apparently, that they're running. But if Aaron Boone simply showed one day that that's not allowed on this club, it's time to come out of this game. Josh Donaldson, the other day when he got picked off, should have been taken out of the ball game. He should have pulled him aside and said, hey, being a veteran of this club, that cannot happen. I need you to sit down the rest of the day. The stuff Gleyber Torres has done time and time again, and he gets away with it. I'm sorry, folks. I can't sit by as a commentator for the Yankees, a content creator for the Yankees, calling all the Yankee games and go, this is okay. I blame Aaron Boone for that. The way they play on the field, balls flying everywhere. I blame Aaron Boone for that. That is my biggest problem with Boone. That, and he needs to be a little more accountable in this post games, and he's fine with me. But I need those things done, and then it is what it is. I still believe the Yankees need more of a veteran as a manager, guys who've been there and done that. I just feel like with their club, they should have that. But that's my main problem with Aaron Boone, is that.
I agree with you when it comes to Aaron Boone. Do I have concerns on how he handles his bullpen? Yes, but
of course,
also understanding that a lot of that bullpen decision comes from the analytics and the front office saying you got to use these guys in this type of situation. This is the lane that you got to use this person. You can't use this person 2 days in a row, whatever, right? Cool. Those are concerns about Boone. Throw that away. But Aaron Boone, he didn't construct this roster, right?
Correct.
Aaron Boone didn't go out there and get Billy McKinney. Aaron Boone didn't go out there and get IKF. That was all that was all Brian Cashman.
Yep.
All Aaron Boone does is take the players that are in front of him, put them on the field, and he tries to coach them. Everything else comes from the front office. So I agree with you, Pete, that in the right situation, Aaron Boone could be a good manager if he's given the opportunity and if they take the handcuffs off Aaron Boone.
Yeah.
Just stop handcuffing Aaron Boone and allow him to manage. I know this may just be talking shit just to talk shit, but I can see after his contract is over with the Yankees, I can see Aaron Boone going back home to Cincinnati, where he grew up, where his father played, where his family has history, and being the manager of that young and up-and-coming team that's going on in Cincinnati. It's not working with the Yankees because there's too many cooks inside of the kitchen. That's what's going on. The front office, they have their hands involved in everything, and they need to just step back and allow your manager to manage. It's crazy, right, Pete, to say, let the major league manager manage a major league team. It's crazy to think of it. Not sure if you saw the interview with, oh my God, she's in the Yankees minor league system as a coach. Forget her name off the top of my head. Rachel, yes. She was on with our friends from Foul Territory, and they were asking her, do you see yourself being a manager in the major leagues later on? And she said no. She said she sees herself being in the front office. She said because nowadays the front office is telling the managers how to run the team, not the other way around. She said that with all these advanced when it comes to technology, she was like, nowadays, you got guys from different backgrounds being in the front office. They need an actual person that's a baseball voice in the front office. And I'm for it. If that's what she wants to go, if that's the route she wants to go, I'm all for it. Let Rachel be in the Yankees front office, point blank, period.
No, I'm right there with you, man. I agree with absolutely everything you said. I have nowhere else to go with that. So let's get to the next voicemail here.
Poo-da-doo, PD, my guy, call your mother. And Hector, my guy, you fat, fluffy, big medical trainer to be of the Yankee staff, you. What's going on, guys? So I've been on the fence regarding Dominguez being included in trade talks for Soto. I've always had the position that this guy could come up and be something. But I'm seeing lately he's no better than most of the major leaguers as far as batting average, and that too down in the minors. And I believe at what, AA, AAA? He's hitting like 210, 215 somewhere. Pete, what's your position, man? Him and who else for Soto? And how do we make this package not crippling to the farm system? I know we can always build through the draft, and all those things are always, doable and whatnot, like a certain limited intelligence Yankee King has said. But I'm addressing this pretty seriously here. Great win for the guys last night after a miserable weekend. We got to pick it back up. Bader's back. Hopefully Judge's plasma shot basically brings him back sooner than the middle of July. I'm not optimistic, but hey, this is the New York Yankees, not the New York Judges. Anyhow, peace, love, and respect to the entire NyynewsTV family. See ya.
I appreciate you, Sunil. And yes, I did call my mother. Okay, I have spoken to Mama Simonetti. Yes, I did. I'm kind of surprised. I thought maybe I'd have a Mama Simonetti voicemail today. I don't think we do. I don't know, but I don't think we do.
Hey, you never know. We haven't gotten through all of them yet.
No, we haven't gotten through all of them. So you really do never know. Speaking of when it comes to the Soto stuff, would I trade for Soto if San Diego made him available? Really, it really just comes down to the package. What does the package look like? Do the Yankees have a window to re-sign him at that point among getting him? Can the Yankees maybe give some good prospects but said, hey, if we're going to make this deal work, you got to take back some of the salary too and maybe drop a guy or two in there if you're still going to add multiple top prospects. And I know the main reason why they may be looking to deal Soto is because they are hurting a little bit financially at the moment. And I mean, they've kind of went a little wild with their reckless spending, and it hasn't worked out too well for them. Kind of just put anybody anywhere and playing players out of position, just like the Yankees, and trying to figure things out as they go. But I tell you what, man, and I see some people in the chat going, am I crazy not to want Soto? I got to be honest. Yeah, I think you were a little crazy if you wouldn't want Juan Soto on this team.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. The guy is a walk machine. He's everything that the Yankees right now are not. And for people talking about his batting average, the guy's hitting, 265? I mean,
I was just about to say he has a betting. He's second on this team. Well, third on this team if he was on it.
I mean, if you look at it, and I think anybody would say, hey, the Yankees are completely healthy, he'd still be the second best hitter behind Aaron Judge. Not even close. So yes, if they were to come to me and go, hey, you can have, and let me just throw this out there. He's 2 years older than Anthony Volpe.
Yeah.
He's 2 years older than Anthony Volpe. He's been up here since he's 19 years old. He's also 3 years older than Jason Dominguez, and he's been in the major leagues all this time. This is a rare talent. This is a rare talent. If they call me up right now and they go, hey, we want to make a deal with you. We need Volpe and Dominguez, but we're okay with taking DJ LeMahieu's contract with that. I'm saying done deal. Take him. Peraza comes up at short. He immediately goes to left field. I'm good to go. I'm good to go. For me,
when it comes, that's a great scenario. If we're able to make it happen. But when it comes to San Diego, you pointed out that they're in a bad situation when it comes to their finances, not because of their spending, but because of everything that happened with Bally Sports and the TV, people that were controlling their TV rights. If you guys don't know, the company Bally, they went under. They had to file for bankruptcy, and they haven't paid the San Diego Padres over the past year and a half when it comes to their TV revenue from advertisers and stuff like that. So San Diego right now, they're losing more money than they're actually bringing in, right? So they're going to have to go through a whole legal battle to try to get that money from Bally Sports. However they can recover it is however they recover it. Because Pete, if I owe you money, right, and I file for bankruptcy, I have to liquidize all of my assets. Correct. And whatever I have left over, it's what goes to you. If I owe you $500, but I liquid all my assets and I only have $300, you're only getting $300, not everything that is owed to you. Right. So that's what San Diego is going to have to deal with right now. And it looks like they're going to have to trade Juan Soto because they won't be able to give him that massive contract extension. And Soto, he's not in a rush to sign it either. He's waiting for Juan Soto to get his contract so he can see where his market is at, because he saw what Judge got last year. He's going to see what Shohei Ohtani gets this offseason, and that way Juan Soto could be in the middle of what Judge and what Shohei Ohtani got.
Facts, because look, and the good thing about a guy like Soto is, I know folks don't want to hear that a lot because they don't like long-term deals. With him being 25 when he's a free agent, guys, you could give the guy a long-ass contract to lower the AAV as much as you want. And that's the thing with a guy like Soto. At the end of the day, his last deal, this deal is probably going to be his last deal that he accepts. He's going to get one of those gigantic 12, 13, 14-year contracts. And why wouldn't you do it? I know, Ben, look, at the end of the day, I saw L.I. Yankee go, if we get him, it's going to cripple us. What are you talking about? This is the New York Yankees. You're not talking about the Royals. You're not talking about when the Cincinnati Reds signed Ken Griffey Jr. and had no money for nobody else. That's not the situation with this club. And on top of that, a lot of these contracts are going to start falling off. I'm not saying that, oh my God, Juan Soto's the missing piece. The Yankees had him and they win a World Series. But folks, where are you getting the Juan Soto level of production that the Yankees have right now? Best case scenario, and probably an unlikely scenario, right, is that Jason Dominguez is going to come up and be Juan Soto. You got people saying he's the next Juan Soto. Folks, he's 22 years old in Double-A. Soto already won a World Series at 19. Stop comparing these guys to greats at this level. Stop doing it.
It's unfair to the fan base, and it's unfair to the players.
Correct. So if Dominguez comes up and he hits 255, 30 homers a year, that's awesome. That's awesome. But don't sit there and be like, he's going to be the next Juan Soto. That's why we don't need Juan Soto. That's asinine. That is insane. That's nuts to say. And on top of that, look, the whole Dominican thing in New York,
it's crazy.
You know how big and popular and marketable? My fiance says it all the time. Who's that guy? Oh, it's Juan Soto. He has an amazing smile. I know he does. The guy's marketable. He's extremely marketable. Look at the way Robinson Cano blew up. Soto would blow up 5 times that.
Facts.
Five times that.
Robinson Cano had a Dembo song named after him.
That's right.
And he wasn't on the same level as Juan Soto. If Juan Soto's in New York City, it is going to be madness out here when it comes to the Dominican fan base.
Yankee Stadium might have mofongo at the stadium.
No lie. Not to joke around.
I'm not joking, seriously.
You have a generation of people that's from the Dominican Republic that grew up as Red Sox fans because of David Ortiz, Manny Ramirez, and Pedro Martinez. If Juan Soto becomes a Yankee, you're going to have for the next 15 years generation of Dominican fan base that are going to be Yankee fans at a young age because of Juan Soto. You bring up if we were to trade for him, we don't have the prospects to trade for him, right? Because I think San Diego, one, they're trying to recoup all the prospects that they gave up for him, and two, they want high-end pitching prospects back. When you look at the Yankees' top 5 prospects, ain't none of them pitchers. They're all position players. So they want top-end pitching prospects coming back for Juan Soto. Now, when he becomes a free agent, Donaldson's contract will be off the books. DJ's money will be off the books. Luis Severino's money will be off the books. Anthony Rizzo's money will be off the books. And at the same time, yes, Giancarlo Stanton will be making $35 million a season, but the Miami Marlins are going to be paying $10 million of that. So the Yankees are only going to pay him $25 million per season. They're going to be able to afford a Juan Soto type of contract on type of the deals they already have with Cole and Judge. Judge, and Stanton will be the only big contracts on their books if they go out to get Juan Soto when he's a free agent.
And at the end of the day, too, man, creativity gotta come a long way. Along with that is Brian Cashman even the GM by that point? I'm assuming he probably will be, but you gotta become creative. Look, at some point too, if Giancarlo Stanton doesn't do anything or doesn't turn it around, maybe you figure out a way to unload him. I don't think that's easy. That's a very tough task to do. But the Yankees offense desperately needs a change. And let me tell you guys right now, a guy like Juan Soto makes a major, major difference for the New York Yankees. No question about it. Let's go ahead and get to the last couple of voicemails we have.
Go ahead, Brody.
Pete, your boy Simon calling from New Haven, Connecticut. Sorry about the suggestion about batting right-handed. I just figured we'd try something else. That doesn't work. Anyway, I had a possible idea about a trade with the Cubs. I know there was talk that the Yankees might want to get Cody Bellinger. Suppose we would give the Cubs Gleyber Torres and Oswaldo Cabrera, for Cody Bellinger. Wanted to know what you think about that. Keep rocking the ranting, Pete, and go Yanks. Bye.
Well, his suggestion was that guys like the reason he brought the right-handed thing, he wanted the left-handed hitters to try to bat right-handed. Simon, my guy, Simon's nuts. But I don't know. I don't think you trade Gleyber Torres for Bellinger. That just doesn't make sense to me.
No,
if you want to keep Gleyber and add Bellinger to that, if you were to make a trade like that, but that one to me, that doesn't make too much sense.
And also too, not even just of the caliber of players when it comes to their talent, just the position. Just because when you look at Chicago and their farm system, they have a lot of their top prospects or shortstops and infielders.
Yes,
so they don't want to add a veteran second baseman to that mix. So if you're going to trade with Chicago, they're going to want outfielders, a catcher, or pitching prospects back for Cody Bellinger, not infielders, because their top prospects are infielders and shortstops.
And they got Nico Horner there already and a couple of other guys that have been there for a little while. Let's get to the next one here.
What up, Pete?
Yo.
What up, Hector?
You're
Ruben. So, man, I'm just calling because honestly, we won last night. It was a nice game in the sense that Rizzo got 3 hits. Cole gave us 7 strong innings, 7 in the third. Probably could have finished the 8th, but whatever. Holmes did his job. But at this point, I'm kind of really still damn, we only scored 3 runs. So it's the offense is still an issue.
That's what I'm saying.
But definitely a nice win yesterday. I'm just frustrated because I'm looking at Aaron Hicks' stats as a Baltimore Oriole, and I'm just like, damn, this guy's hitting 340 with a 444 on base, and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with our coaching staff? Our coaching staff is ridiculous at this point. You know, it's like they focus too much on launch angle. They don't work on players based on their skill set individually. And it just feels like, you know, we're not prioritizing being complete hitters. You know, and I went on a little stats tirade yesterday. And basically, yeah, the Yankees ranked sixth in home runs. So they're accomplishing their goal of hitting home runs, but it's like, what's the point of hitting that many home runs if you're 29th in doubles, 27th in singles, 26th in total hits, you're 25th in walks. It's like you're 24th in batting average, you're 28th in on-base percentage, and I'm just like, damn, bro, like we need some competent coaching in here, man. I'm just like frustrated with it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I was just like venting here, I guess. You could say that. But yeah, it was a good win last night, but I'm still really over this offense. And my worry is that this offense could change over to the rookies, and then we'll end up breaking the rookies as well with our coaching. So.
Yeah, that's that's definitely a concern I have. And I mean, look, man, at the end of the day, you look at the 09 Yankees and the way they're constructed. What happened in by the way, the 09 Yankees were a lot constructed like the dynasty year Yankees, where they would get guys out of there by the fifth inning because they'd work count so well. They could walk, they could hit for power, they could hit for average. You look around and be like, I don't got a break ever. The Yankees have gone so far away from that. And the only major difference is Mike Fishman and analytics. That's the only big difference that has changed in recent years is Mike Fishman and analytics. And the Yankees have gotten to this idea of you throw as much war as humanly possible. The end result is probably going to be a playoff team. And Hector, that's why I made that video the other day saying the Yankees have become a just get in organization. And I had some people come and go, well, that's the point, isn't it? No, not for the Yankees. The point isn't just to get in and maybe we get lucky. If that's your mindset, you're not expecting to win.
Yeah.
You don't have a win expectation. You have an expectation of hopefully we get there and things fall in our favor. And unfortunately, the Yankees have gone on the route where they've gotten away from the working pitchers and they're just sitting back waiting for home runs, even in lineups like today and yesterday, where they have no power hitters in there. And they're still waiting for the long ball.
I look back, and that's a great point that you bring up. When we were growing up, Pete, watching this team in the early 2000s, and the Jason Giambis, the Hideki Matsuis, the Alex Rodriguez, Gary Shep, how they will work the counts. And by the time we're in the fifth inning, the starting pitcher on the opposing team got 90 pitches. We got to get in that bullpen. That Yankee team, they were known for getting in the bullpen by the sixth or seventh inning. Nowadays with the Yankees, by the time it's the fifth inning, the pitcher may have 60 pitches, if that, and he could go 7 innings strongs against us, and then we get the best part of their bullpen. It sucks when you look at it because it leaves you for a loss of words, because you knew what growing up watching the Yankees was, but the product that you're seeing on the field right now, it's not exciting.
Yankees,
like
man.
He said, we're getting excited because Billy McKinney hit a 2-run home run. That's our goddamn excitement. Billy McKinney.
Yeah, that's unfortunately the way of the current Yankees. Oh, excuse me, I had a little burp there to add in there. That's how a
little adjutant.
A little adjutant coming on. Let's see what we got next.
Pete, Hector, what's going on, guys?
Yo,
unpopular opinion. Quick question, man. Like I really think that this Yankee team needs an overhaul, and they need to really embrace the young youth they have in the system. My question to both of you guys: what's stopping the Yankees from just saying, "F it, let's go young, let's go cheap, let's have some fun"? Hey, Aaron Judge's not going to be back to maybe July, maybe August, so let's bring some youth up here and let's inject this lineup, our fans, with some energy. Why watch $25 million men that hit 140, 150, 200? We can have our young kids do that.
And you know what? They'll probably have fun and, you know what, bring some different dynamics to this team. Anyway, guys, appreciate y'all. Have a good one. Bye.
My guy.
I could answer that. Yeah, man. Unpopular opinion. I'll answer that really quickly for you, man. Ego.
Yep.
Ego and being scared to just admit you were wrong. There's nothing wrong with being wrong on something. You made a trade at the time you thought was right. And look, the funny thing about Brian Cashman in that regard and Hal Steinbrenner and them is, look, even if you admit you were wrong and say, hey, it hasn't worked out for us, you just got a 4-year contract. Who cares?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, you've already got your backing to be like, everything you've done is okay. It hasn't worked out. I mean, look, it's, and I think why Yankee fans, and I was explaining this yesterday to Kratz and Braun, is, you know, they were asking me, why are Yankee fans so upset? And I said, well, that's the reason, is that what production have we gotten from a lot of the veterans on this club, and why should we still want to see them? That's my main concern. Of the concern of Yankee fans is kids like Florial, kids like Peraza. They deserve to be up here, because what do we have up here now that's really preventing them? And the answer is we don't. But the Yankees refuse, and we're paying customers. We put our heart and soul into this club. Many of you, I'll shout out to my guy Mario Gomez. He's at almost every Yankee home game.
Shout out to Mario.
Spending money to go to every Yankee home game. But there's a lot of fans out there like that are spending a boatload of money just to see the Yankees play. And the product we're given is not the product we should have. That's simple.
Exactly.
That's simple.
This should not get you. What we're seeing on the field should not be attached to the highest ticket value in all of Major League Baseball.
Damn right.
As a Yankee fan, you buy the most expensive ticket when you go to a Yankee game. What we're seeing on the field should not align with that price. It shouldn't be the same. The amount of money you got to pay for parking, the amount of money you got to pay on a ticket, on food at the stadium, on merchandising. There should be no reason why, if you go to the team store, an Aaron Judge authentic jersey should cost you $350 if this is the product we got on the field.
Damn right. Spot on. We got, unfortunately, we got 3 more voicemails, but we got loaded in like another 6. I might do something extra with some of those, but we're not going to get to them today because I actually got a meeting coming up here momentarily also. So let's get through these final 3. And then I do promise you guys, I'll try to work on something with the additional voicemails and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I'll keep this one short, Pete.
Okay.
We got to get the hell off DJ LeMahieu and Giancarlo Stanton's contracts. They're disgusting. We got off Aaron Hicks' contract, was good. JD will be off the books next year. I was so long as the Yankees don't bring him back. But the matter of the fact is, DJ LeMahieu and Giancarlo Stanton's contracts are disgusting. And their current performances and their projected future performances, once again, they're disgusting. Don't get me wrong, love Giancarlo in terms of a person, handles the New York media well. It's been great in that aspect. He showed up in the playoffs. But, I mean, unfortunately, the money we're paying this dude for the product that we're getting is just not worth the money. And like I said, we're locked into him for the next, 4 or 5 years. We're locked into DJ for, the next 3-4 years. So, got to get the hell off those, and they got to figure out this team because right now, financially and offensively, it's not looking good. So, some serious changes have got to get made. Yeah, that's that. Thanks.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, that's what we were just talking about before, is that we have to figure out a way to become creative. And I say it every year, and Brian Cashman has not shown he's that guy.
Nope.
You know, I give him flowers for some of the finds he's made, for the Wandy, for Clay Holmes. I give him his flowers for that. Hell, I'll even throw in Jose Trevino on there, who's been a good defensive catcher at least. You know, I give him flowers for that. But when it comes to making the tough decisions, when it comes to making the hard choices, when it comes to being creative like other teams are, like the Boston Red Sox, that one, he was like, hey, you know, we can't move forward all these contracts. Who can we give them to? Let's figure out a way to make this work. And they did it. The Yankees can do that. They're managing in a way where they act like they're handicapped in that sense, but they could do it. But they refuse to. That's my biggest problem with the way they're currently running it and how they could fix the problem, but they're not going to because Brian Cashman is the GM.
Yeah, and you know, he brings up Giancarlo Stanton's contract, and over the next couple of seasons, you know, that's going to be a hot topic when it comes to cutting Giancarlo's, eating the rest of his money, because I don't think he's going to live out his entire length of the contract as a Yankee. I think the last season or two the Yankees will eat it, or however it works out. But you bring up the Yankees getting creative with their payroll, and I'm right there with you. In order for the Boston Red Sox to get under what they put themselves under when it comes to David Price and his contract, they had to attach him to Mookie Betts in order to make that happen.
Yep.
So I'm not sure if the Yankees are that creative or if they're that ballsy to attach some prospects to a contract in order to get rid of it.
Yeah, and it's almost something at this point you could kind of see into the future and go, they're probably going to have to. You know what I mean? By the way, too, I just want to shout this out real quick by what Scarsh just said. This team is going to make people cancel that September 23rd event. No, it's not. Not at all. That has nothing to do with any of that. That event is not to watch the game. Yes, the game is being played, but that event is for the love of this family here at NYY News TV. We don't get nothing. We don't make anything at all from that event at Yankee Stadium. That is solely for us to have a get-together where everybody feels comfortable in an amazing environment, and it's like a family. If people, I'll say this right now, if people don't want to show up to watch the game, you're not showing up for us. That's a different story, and that does bother me because we put in a lot of work every single day, and we put on an amazing event at Yankee Stadium that has nothing to do with the Yankees. You know, however you want to see that is an NYY News TV Day event, and it's the best one that we could put on to get everybody to show up together and have a great time. But there's so much more to that event than the Yankees playing on the field. Hell, they were no hit our first event. The event after that, they lost. None of us left there upset. We just say, damn it, the Yankees, man. We were hugging each other after the game.
Facts.
So it's very, very different. That's
we got caught in a rainstorm after the game, but we were still having a good time.
Yeah, we got caught in a rainstorm, still having a great time. As the fiance just throws that link in there, guys, listen, get those tickets. You're going to want to be there for that. Let's get to the final two voicemails of the day.
Good morning, Pete. Hector, what up? It's your boy, Damian Serrano.
Yo,
Damian.
My man jamming.
First of all, with the positives, Cole's a monster. He's a beast. Don't you ever shake your finger at my man. He's going to fucking put it up your ass. Secondly, after listening to Boone and Cashman yesterday, both their interviews, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are in for a long, long season.
I think so, too.
For Brian Cashman to sit there and say that Josh Donaldson got off to a good start and that they still need to see more at-bats to evaluate him is a joke. The dude just refuses to admit his wrongs. Refuses to admit his wrongs. Refuses to admit there is a philosophy disaster going on in everything there. For him to have the audacity, Brian Cashman, to say, I like the players care. Well, I would hope they care about how bad they're playing. Brian, Rizzo. It's so frustrating. Fellas, keep up the good work. Morning Brew, All Rise, NYY News. I appreciate you guys. Have a good one.
Appreciate you, Damian. Yeah. That was hilarious.
No doubt about it, man. Kind of got the weasel in there. I'll be honest with you, too. The thing the Yankees, unfortunately, and Eric Kratz brought this up yesterday, and it made a lot of sense, is it's very, very easy. You know what I mean? It is very, very easy to sit there even right now and go, hey, guys, I think we're going to be fine by the end of the year. Because the Yankees have a shot. They really, like with the new expanded playoffs, you got a very good chance of making the postseason. All you got to do is go on a decent run at some point, and you're probably going to likely get in. It's so easy to sit there and go, look at the results at the end of the year. You know why? If the Yankees just get in a wild card and get kicked out, they're going to go, we made the postseason, guys. We were injured.
Yes.
It's so, they're so
predictable.
Good and predictable, but they're so good in that regard that they can simply just sit back, relax, and go, as long as we get in. You guys know we didn't go further because we had injuries. And it's the same thing on repeat year. They're like politicians. They're like politicians at this point. They could just say They can lie, say whatever the hell you want to say, and just be like, that's the reason, folks. That's why there was this happened, that happened, this happened, that happened.
Yeah.
And fans are gonna sit there and just go like, yeah, I mean, you'll have a large base go, I mean, they are right. They were injured. And then as many of us sit back there, man, guys, you guys haven't heard this rinse and repeat for 5 years now. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm with what Damian Serrano said. I'll be honest with you. I'm very concerned about this year. Very concerned.
Yeah. Doesn't it seem like over the past, since we even got Giancarlo Stanton, right? It seems like ever since then, we're always waiting for September for players to come back from being injured. Always waiting for players to come. Last year, we were waiting to see what happens with Benintendi and DJ LeMahieu. And what was the excuses? We didn't have DJ and we didn't have Benintendi in our lineup. No wonder our offense struggled because we didn't have them. The year before, we got to wait for Big G to come back, so he could get back on track going into the playoffs. That COVID season, half of a season when Luke Voigt decided to hit 22 home runs. We got to wait for other guys to come back from being injured before we could break out. And every year we're waiting for players to come back for being injured. And these are the same players that he went out and got. Bingo. He got them.
Bingo.
No one else got these players but him. The reason why we're constantly waiting for players to come back from being injured is because Brian Cashman went out and got these players. Like I said, it's not Aaron Boone's fault. It's not IKF fault that he was traded for. No, it's Brian Cashman making these bonehead decisions.
Yep. Facts. That's right. And by the way, Scarce, I wasn't coming at you directly on that, just your topic of the event. I want people to understand overall that event is much more than a New York Yankee. So not coming at you directly on that, just as an overall topic for everybody to understand. That event is so much more than a New York Yankee ball game. Trust me, when you're there, you'll notice that and you'll see that immediately. Get into the
entire
last
weekend.
Damn right, it's amazing. So getting to the last voicemail of the day, and then guys, like I said, I think I have still about 7 in here. I'll try to maybe make a little something separate on the side for you guys to put that out there because I want to get to everyone. But here's the last one we have for today. Then we're gonna do a wrap up.
Hey, what's up, Pete? How are you, sir? Just wanted to say, it's D-Rod calling again. Sorry to bug you. Just wanted to say, man, I watched you guys last night, the 3 of you. That was pretty darn good. Like that was as professional, a call with 2 other guys there. I was quite impressed. You did quite well, my friend. It was a combination of David Letterman, a little bit of Bob Uecker, and of course the legend Brockmeyer. I mean,
that's a good one.
That's the guy you got to emulate.
That's a good one.
Anybody, because fuck Michael Kay. That's why. And that's about it. I'm not saying this to brown nose or to toss your salad or anything like that because I'm not that type of guy. But just wanted to say that real quick. You take it easy.
The tossing of the salads is not needed, D-Rod.
I was like, that whole thing went really good. Then I heard tossing the salad. What are we doing here now?
Shout out D-Rod, though.
D-Rod, I appreciate that, brother. And, I do want to bring this up, and I just want to say this. I know you guys tune in to hear me call the game and to do Game Season Live and hear every single pitch. Maybe I'm not at the level yet of knowing how to do that really well with 2 other people, but it gets very, very difficult to call every single pitch when you have a full-fledged conversations. And I do find it very informative to hear things said from a major leaguer that's been there and done that. I think it's very, very informative, especially also one that has been in our organization and knows these guys personally. So it's great to get that insight. So I know sometimes it's difficult for me to, call every single pitch or react immediately to everything. There's been sometimes, I'll look up and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess he grounded out. I'm like, oh shit, I probably should have been on top of that a little bit better. But having those guys on is amazing. I even talked to, even for Scott Braun, for an example. Scott Braun has been a host. So he's like, Pete, I know what you do every day. He told me offline, he's like, it's very impressive to do what you do every single day. That's hard to host something like that. And then you got a former major leaguer there, and I just want to get as much out of him as possible in our current situations that we're in. So Hector, anything you want to say to wrap us up today?
Well, first off, I got to give you your flowers, right? Because you deserve all the flowers for what you have built up. Yesterday, seeing you, Kratz, and Scott Braun, I was at the casino last night, guilty casino game addict myself, but seeing you guys call the game, and like you said, it is hard to call every pitch or every play while you have them two there, but the stories that you're getting out of Kratz, the insight you're getting out of Kratz, and even with Scott Braun being a host on the MLB Network and also calling games when it comes to not only the Yankee games, but all across Major League Baseball. It's a different insight that us fans who are watching don't get access to, right? And that's why I think it's great that you have set that up with our guys from Foul Territory to give people that type of access that they're not used to. But besides that, Pete, I love you, bro. You know, whenever you need me to show up for All Rise, you shoot me the text message and I'm there. Throw out the back signal and Robin will show up. Batman.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Okay. I gotcha. Actually, I got to be honest. I got to go a little more. Not a big fan of Robin. I do like Nightwing. Nightwing's kind of my guy. I like Nightwing. You could be my Nightwing if that's okay.
Okay. All right. I'll be a Nightwing. Yeah. I'll be
I put Nightwing above him. I put Nightwing above him.
You don't like the Red Hood? You don't like the Red Hood?
I like the Red Hood.
Jason Todd?
I like the Red Hood. Yeah. I like the Red Hood.
Right.
I'm okay with the. If you want to choose Red Hood, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I got you.
You know, the original Dick Grayson Robin. You know. I kind of played on repeat when the Joker beat him up with that lead pipe. I watched it many times.
Okay, all right. You may need to speak to somebody about that.
Another funny story regarding that. I think it was not the most recent Superman. Somebody else played that one guy that played Superman like one time and then never played him again back in the day. I forgot what it was, but it was.
I know who you're talking about. It was like in the early 2000s. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
And there's a scene in there because I hate Superman. I can't stomach him. I can't stomach Superman, right? So I'm in the movie theater with my brother, and the Lex Luthor breaks out the kryptonite, and they start beating the shit out of Superman. I'm in there saying, "Kill him! Kill him!" Screaming. I hated him. I was the only person. People are looking at me like I'm nuts. I'm sitting there screaming, "Kill Superman!" like a mega villain. Like a super villain up in there and all that. But Hector, you know how much you mean to me and to the channel. We greatly appreciate everything you do. Everybody in the chat, you guys are forever goated. This is the greatest place to be for everything New York Yankee related, guys. We dedicate so much time to what we're building here. And like I said, we're working our way to 17,000. So we know that we must be doing something right. You guys must enjoy. Must enjoy something. But we do have a ball game tonight. I do have a couple of things to get out to you all in the next couple of days. We do have an after party for September 23rd that we're going to be, putting a lot of information out here over the next couple of days. So stay tuned for that. And then, of course, Hector, you do an amazing job. I always tell you on Yanks Morning Brew.
Oh, thank you, bro. Appreciate that.
Follow the Morning Brews channel. Please follow the Morning Brews channel. Let's get these guys to 1,000 subs. I really wish there was a way to just transfer subscribers and be like, guys.
No, yeah.
Please go follow here. Bing, bong, boom.
Pete,
make it that easy.
You giving me the opportunity and Jigga the opportunity just to be on your channel was enough, but the support that this community has showed us has been amazing, and I just got to thank you for that. The first time you was on Yanks Morning Brew, you took that episode and you put it on the NyynewsTV website. You ain't have to do that. So from that moment, it was just all love, and appreciate everybody in the chat. If you guys can, like always, smack that like button, hit the subscribe button as well. And if you guys can, follow the Morning Brew Sports. Just help us out get to 1,000 subs. We are at 723 right now. So we appreciate all you guys for all the love and support.
Smacky the likey and hitting the subby. That's the new one, okay? Hitting the subby.
And just another one, like me and Pete, we're really trying to get Brian Cashman and Dylan Lawson, and we're trying to recreate that scene from 300. But me and Pete are going to be Leonidas and kick both of them into that pit. That's what we're going to do. We're going to kick both of those youths into that pit.
If I didn't have anything to live for, I just do like an RKO right down it with them. But I got too much to live for. So
you get the Jim Ross. Oh, the calamity!
Yeah. My God, he killed him.
By golly, he's dead. By golly, he's dead. Mankind's dead.
He killed him. That son of a bitch. Guys, you're the best. Until next time, we are out. Adios.
Deuces.
Break this bar funded, gotta keep my distance when you not 100,